Scales said in an interview that Olumentain offered him 1.5 million for his global hit Shake Body in 2015. He said that at that point he really needed money because he was very, very broke. But after several hours of thinking, he turned down the offer. When Casey and the young boy Ojazi were having misunderstanding about the boy's compensation for his role in the global hit Ojapiano by Casey, Casey rewarded him with cash and a car gift. I was discussing with a friend back then. I told him that even if Casey was to give this boy 100 million naira and a Mercedes GLE coupe, that it would not be enough. They took the foundation of his greatness, his first outstanding creative work. Ojapiano would have been the foundation for other creative works, or a life meal ticket, like in the case of Scales. 10 years after releasing Shake Body was a national hit in 2015. But then in 2025, 10 years after releasing the song, it became a global hit. It gave him more fame in 2025 than it gave him in 2015 when he released the music. When I was reading Things Fall Apart, I was asking myself, what if Chinua Achebe was paid off by a publisher to relinquish the right and the name to this masterpiece? Or what if he was naive and he was manipulated and this masterpiece was taken away from him? Would there be any Chinua Achebe? I doubt. Blackface is still lamenting, crying till tomorrow, that Two-Face took his greatness, took his glory, by singing and releasing The African Queen alone, a song which he claimed he, Blackface, wrote. Mind you, whenever an inspiration is being passed down to you, an inspiration of an intellectual work, and you acted upon it, you've activated the greatness, the reward, and also the consequences. Because each greatness, each reward comes with a price. So even if somebody is to deceive you and take it away from you, or even if you were given a little compensation, which does not amount to the creative work, mind you, you're still going to pay the price. Let me not go deep into this so as not to confuse you. The Winklevoss twins sued Mark Zuckerberg for theft of intellectual property. Mark Zuckerberg settled them with $65 million. They claim that the idea behind Facebook is their own idea, that Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea from them when they were friends in Harvard. They invested the majority of the $65 million in Bitcoin. They became multi-billionaires. But up to today, they are still not happy. And without Facebook, there will be no Mark Zuckerberg. Because Facebook is the foundation for both Instagram, Meta, and all other his intellectual works. In the science world, it is alleged that Edison stole and copied the intellectual works of Tesla. Tesla died a poor man. Edison was a very wealthy man. He left a very huge fortune for his descendants. But the man whom people claim those works were originally his intellectual works died a poor man. Everything you see in this world comes from the mind. That your business came from the mind. That building that you're living in is somebody's idea. Skyscrapers, aeroplane, cars, phones, that you're even watching me now on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, is somebody's intellectual property. So wealth originally comes from the mind. Let me repeat myself. Wealth originates from the mind, from the intellect. That supermarket at the entrance of your estate is a result of someone's thinking. That you're going to the market to buy clothes, buy foodstuff, it's because of someone's intellectual work. Some people thought that let us build this market here so as to provide services for people. Why am I making this video? So in your variable state, maybe when you really need money, when you're hungry, when you're naive, or even when you're happy, be careful people whom you share your intellectual ideas with. Be careful people whom you share your business ideas with. Be careful people whom you expose your creative works to. And when you receive offers for your creative works, do not make decisions because you're hungry. Do not make decisions because you're broke. Be mindful of people whom you share your business ideas with. You know, most times we are scared of people stealing our properties, stealing our phones, stealing our money, stealing our jewelries. But we forget the main property from which other valuable assets come from, intellectual property. Most times, we give it away to people without knowing. A friend of mine who is an architect, he had issue with one man. The man asked him, as a young boy who just finished school several years ago, the man wanted to build a hotel. He called the boy as a young architect, told the boy what he wanted. This boy took out his time, drew the design, took out days, nights, because he so much wanted to impress the man. He printed it from a cyber cafe, took this design to this man. This man did not get back to him. After several calls, the man told him that he doesn't like what the guy designed, so that he's not going to use it. This man later went on to build exactly that same thing that this young boy drew for him. He did not reward the boy. Even as you're trying to impress people, be very, very careful. Most of your intellectual work, most of your business idea will be the foundation where other businesses will stand, will be the creative work where other creative work will stand. Without things fall apart, there will be no Chinua Achebe. Without African Queen, there will be no Two-Face. So even in your vulnerable state, when you're hungry, when you're broke, or when you're so happy that you're discussing with friends, make effort to guide your intellectual properties. Peace.